We are well over a year into the COVID-19 pandemic. What we initially thought would be a 100-meter dash has turned into an ultra-marathon, and the detrimental impact on our collective well-being is apparent. I felt the impact firsthand, and I've seen the impact on my colleagues. Many are mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted, disconnected from their work and family, and feeling less and less able to remain focused and productive. This constellation of symptoms has been coined pandemic burnout. In the hopes that it may be of value to others, I wanted to share some strategies for preventing or alleviating pandemic burnout that I've personally found useful. So what can you do to avoid or mitigate pandemic burnout? Number one, stick to a routine. This first point might sound counterintuitive given the monotony of our current lives, but according to Dr. Roger McIntyre, professor of psychiatry and pharmacology at the University of Toronto, chronic unpredictable stress and the sense of lack of control plays a huge part in the development of burnout. Hence, it is essential to exercise control where you can, over your daily schedule, by developing and sticking to a routine. Now, a routine won't reduce the repetitiveness of your life, but it can alleviate the stress of it by giving you a sense of personal agency. Number two, inject some novelty. One unexpected source of stress is boredom. A 1956 Scientific American article entitled The Pathology of Boredom summarized a series of research studies on isolation conducted at McGill University and concluded the following. A changing sensory environment seems essential for human beings. Without it, the brain ceases to function in an adequate way, and abnormalities of behavior develop. You see, the brain craves novelty and stimulation. Our pre-COVID lives provided much organic novelty, going out for dinner, seeing a new band perform, or traveling for work or vacation. Given many of these opportunities to experience novelty have vanished, we have to be more deliberate about introducing something new to our lives. One way to do this, which requires very little planning, is simply injecting some novelty into your daily routine. For example, if your morning routine involves a walk to the local coffee shop, try taking a different route to get there. Perhaps order a drink you've never tried before. Another way to nourish your brain is through skill acquisition. You can learn to cook a new recipe, play a new instrument, learn a new language, take an online photography course. Along with the rest of the world, I learned to bake bread during the pandemic. And now my sea salt rosemary sourdough is a huge hit with my family and is a weekly occurrence. I'm also taking a boating safety course, even though I don't have any access to a boat. And in full transparency, my recording of this very video you're now watching is an attempt to learn something new. Number three, separate your work from your personal life. The lack of delineation between our various roles has been a challenge over the past year. To help reduce this blurring of lines, you can set boundaries between your professional and personal lives in a variety of ways. For instance, you can dress differently for work. At the very least, you can wear a different shirt. You can sit in a different room at a desk or table that you only use for work. Conduct your work during specific hours and establish a clear end to your workday, at which point you close the laptop, turn off your phone, and change back into your casual clothes. What many of us are actually missing are the transition times between our respective roles of employee, parent, and spouse. To help with this, some have resorted to what is called a fake commute, where you get into your car or your bike, you ride around for 15 minutes, and you return home to head into your office and focus on work. Number four, practice self-care. The same things we all knew were good for us before we heard of COVID, regular exercise, healthy diet, getting enough sleep, and some form of mindfulness practice are even more critical today. In addition, practicing some gratitude may also help reframe your mindset. For instance, while you can dwell on all the things you now miss, consider how much more time you've been able to spend with your children, how much closer you've gotten, the developmental milestones you've been able to witness firsthand that you would have otherwise missed if you're at the office or away on work travel. Finally, be more conscious about the content you consume. Start by evaluating whether you feel better or worse after engaging with some content. For most of us, limiting or even eliminating the regular consumption of news, the vast majority of which is negative, may be quite beneficial. You certainly want to avoid what is called doomscrolling, spending an excessive amount of screen time devoted to the absorption of dystopian news. Number five, practice self-compassion. Especially for the perfectionists among us, give yourself some grace. The expectations you had for yourself to be the perfect employee, perfect manager, partner, parent, need to be adjusted based on our new reality. The mantra of good enough is good enough might be helpful to repeat throughout the day. Number six, mitigate Zoom fatigue. You see, video calls require performance on our behalf, as well as really vigilant screening for emotional cues on the faces of our colleagues across our screen. Both of these things can be exhausting. So whenever possible, schedule audio-only calls, or consider whether the update meeting you're having can be better served via email. Another thing you can do here is walking meetings. Company-wide town halls where there's hundreds of people, maybe a one-on-one with your manager, assuming they agree. Plug in your headphones, bring along a small notepad and a pen, and head out for a walk and a talk. Number 7, seek help. If you're really struggling, don't attempt to get through this on your own and seek out professional help. There's no shame in asking for that help, and even if you don't feel like you need it today, it might be helpful to get acquainted with the resources that are available to you should the need arise. To get you started, below I've provided links to mental health resources within the US and Canada, as well as to some of the information I discussed in this very video. And finally, how about you? I'd love to know what you found to be helpful in keeping pandemic burnout at bay over the past year. Please share your ideas in the comments section so we can help each other get through this with our mental health intact.